Hey, what's up, guys? It is the Ace Michael Show. Ace Michael's happy to be here with you on the dial as always. And today we have another radio station host, another host of the famous Blab Your Mouth and See If People Like What You're Trying to Say type of thing. Welcome to the show, my guest, Sherry Del Martin Campo. Nope, I did it wrong.
Sherry Martin Del Campo.
There it is. Like you guys try to say that 3 times fast. Sherry Martin Del Campo is on the show today for the first time. Welcome her. How you doing, dear?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Well, you do have a radio voice.
Thank you.
That's very nice. Say some stuff use your radio voice for us.
Hey guys, welcome to Vegas Rocks the podcast. I'm your host, Sherry.
Nice. And tell us about Vegas Rocks the podcast.
Well, our show is going to be about everything that rocks in Vegas. So whether you're a musician or a singer, a photographer, a fan, we're welcoming everybody onto the show.
Now, did you guys go out to different places and actually preview different scenarios and say, well, that doesn't rock, that doesn't belong on our show? What about this? Nah, that doesn't rock.
Not really. We kind of just started out with visiting venues that we hadn't been before and checking out some dive bars in town, and along with that came some really great cover bands, and that's kind of where it started from, is like, hey, there's some good music out here that I'm pretty sure some people don't know about, so let's get them out there. Let's get the word out there.
It sounds really cool, although it also sounds like super time consuming. But I'm one, I don't like manual labor too much, so like ugh. So but you guys literally decided to start your own radio show, just like you and your husband were just I mean, tell us more about that. Like, what? That's a big jump.
Yeah, it was a big jump. So my husband, Adam, he's my co-host, and he really enjoys videography and photography, and he kind of wanted to start getting into some editing and figuring and teaching himself how to edit. He doesn't do it by trade. He's a graphic arts designer and a printer, so it was kind of just something he wanted to do as a hobby. And so we thought, well, this is great. If you video some bands performing, you can do some cool editing, and that's kind of where it started, where we showcase the band a little bit on our feed, and then eventually we like to have them in to talk about whatever they want to talk about. Not necessarily interviews. We'll, if there's a subject they want to touch on, we're open to that too.
Now, Vegas Rocks, that infers that you only are talking to rock bands, or are you talking to everybody, but just Vegas Rocks is like the idea of Vegas being an awesome place?
That's a good question. And honestly, we weren't real sure. We kind of just went with, you know what, this person rocks, this band rocks, this person's photography rocks, this fan rocks, and so we kind of just went with that. But we will take on alternative rock, country rock, metal, whatever hits us. We'll be like, hey, that's something good to talk about. Let's do it.
Now, are either of you guys musicians?
Adam is a hobby drummer, and I have 0 music experience.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He's a hobby drummer.
He's a hobby drummer. I don't want to say he's a drummer. He'll call himself a drummer. I don't know. Wow. He has a kit and he drums.
Nice. And you have no experience at all. So
nope.
Do people ever ask you, like, then what qualifies you to talk about music and interview musicians? I mean, I'm not saying that anything has to qualify you, because I know that you can do whatever you're passionate about. You don't have to know how to bake cookies to eat cookies. You know what I'm saying? But what made you guys feel like, you know what, of all the things we could do, music would be the one?
I think we kind of went with the old adage that you should talk about what you love and do what you love. And
that's true. I agree with that.
We both love music.
If you're going to talk about anything, like if you're going to choose a profession, choose a profession that's in the field that you love to do. I totally get that. So you guys love music, even though he's a hobby drummer and you're not a musician at all. Do you ever feel weird when you talk to these musicians? Like, do they say things that you don't know what they're talking about?
Ooh, well, I think that there's always something for us to learn. So that's, to me, the music community is extremely accepting of anybody. And I don't ever feel I mean, I guess maybe I should feel stupid for asking some questions, but I don't usually. I usually find them pretty open to answering whatever
Right.
ridiculous things I have to ask them. So no, it's more. I guess that's the whole point of it, is that we can kind of step into their world a little bit and figure out what makes them tick and what they love to do, and that's kind of what gives us the joy, is learning all about what their profession is about.
Did you guys go through some other ideas of shows that you were like, no, we don't want to do politics, we don't want to do, and if you did, I'm curious, what didn't make the cut? What did you know what I'm saying? What did you decide not to do?
When it comes to subject, music was the number one thing. There was nothing else that we thought we would even want to approach.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to the actual format of the show, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't something where we had a form of questions and we said, hey, what's your name? Who are your bandmates? What do you guys sing? Where are you playing? We wanted it to
Right,
be
right.
something more conversational and a little bit more in depth than just to get to know the person podcast.
And in Vegas, what's cool about Vegas is that you have a tremendous amount of choices, because there's all different types of music here all the time. You can go see metal bands, you can go see hip hop artists, you can go see pretty much you name it. It's open in Vegas.
Absolutely.
There's opera. You can go see opera performers in Vegas, and a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, there's tons of great cultural music, from symphonic music to so on and so forth. So then my obvious question becomes, what did you do before all of this magic?
So Adam and I are recently married. We've been married we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so, we've been honeymooning for a year.
Right.
And yeah, he works full time. I can't work right now. I'm waiting for my green card. So it was I wasn't doing anything since I moved here. It was kind of like a waiting game. So in order to keep myself busy, I kind of wanted to do something where I could, write a little bit of insight and talk about it. And so this was kind of my best outlet, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a great outlet. Was this something that when you were a little baby girl, you thought one day I'd want to do something like ...
That's funny that you say that. So when I was probably around 9 years old, I set up a DJ booth in my basement. And I had a record player, and I spun some Sesame Street, and
You spun some
yep.
Sesame
And I
Street?
had my own little talk show. I had my stuffed animals set up. Sometimes my baby sister would have to be the audience, and I would talk about, I don't even know what I would talk about. Yeah, so it was kind of like, I kind of, I don't mind talking. Yeah.
I love that you spun some Sesame Street. She's like, and coming up next, 3 is a magic number. Just stay tuned for that right after traffic, you guys.
The Mini Pops, the Electric Company, all those good oldies.
Wow, that's funny. Well, we do what we have to do, and the heart wants what it wants. So what's the future trajectory of this? Where do you see this going? What kind of legacy would you like to leave?
So eventually we would like to, obviously our goal, our goal is to get the followers, get the plays on YouTube. That's kind of our end goal. And that's kind of how our, obviously money makes the world go round. So we want to monetize eventually. And so right now it's a lot of videoing of bands that we're checking out. And that's kind of been our main job, quote unquote. But it's also been our main struggle, is just kind of finding the time to get to see everybody that we want to see, and then get them scheduled, and working with everybody's time constraints and my husband's schedule. And so yeah, we just kind of want to be the people that just welcome everybody and let's just gab, and we think it's for everyone.
I think it's great what you're doing, because I think everyone would agree that making it in show business is all about talent. Number one, you do need talent. There's no way to make it without having talent. But everybody would argue promotion, marketing. If you don't have promotion, if you don't have marketing, you don't have people putting the word out, it doesn't matter how talented you are. Would you agree?
Absolutely. That's kind of like are you kidding me? The key thing right now on social media is, sharing and getting it out there. And
Well, I think it's a great thing that you're doing. So do you have any upcoming shows that we can look in on, or is there anything notable that you want to promote while you're on the show?
So we're filming a couple episodes this month. I don't like to say the names just in case they drop out, because sometimes people just can't make it for whatever reason. But we've
Sure.
got a couple local bands that are doing some gigs this month that we're going to highlight. One of them that I'll mention is the Benders. They're playing a couple times this month, but one of their shows that's coming up in the spring is the 27 Club. So they're going to highlight some of the music from the 27-year-olds that have passed away in the music industry. So
Right.
we're looking forward to that. We've got a couple coming in that is purely just metal fans, and they're going to come and tell us all about the concerts that they've attended and their history of music and what speaks to them. So yeah, we've got a
Right
couple.
on.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about the 27 Club, because some people may not know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I when I finally found out what it was, I was very shocked and flabbergasted.
Me too.
So the 27 Club, I want to just off the top of my head, I believe that includes Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix. Is Heath Ledger part of that team?
Nope.
Okay,
He
so
is
it's
not.
Musicians only.
It's not actually musicians only.
Okay.
I think it's. I mean, don't quote me on this, but I do believe it's people that are involved in the entertainment industry. I'm not sure how old Heath Ledger was when he passed, but Amy Winehouse,
Oh, Amy Winehouse.
Kurt
yeah,
Cobain.
Wow.
Those are probably the 5 most notable.
And
I
tell
think-
the people, why is it the 27? Like what is it? I know why, but
Yeah.
tell everybody else.
Unfortunately, all passed away at the age of 27.
And what is your take on that? Is there any real significance in the being 27 and dying?
Well, you know, when one of the band members from the Benders told me about it, it hit me really quickly because, I mean, I'm a parent. I have kids that have just passed that age. I've got a 28 and a 30-year-old. And yeah, it just sort of, I didn't really realize really how young that really is until I realized, hey, my kids just passed that, and I can't imagine.
It's pretty.
I can't imagine it. I can't imagine that they've had that. They've all left a legacy at the
Right.
age of 27, first of all. But that, how much were we all robbed of what could have been yet, you know?
Yeah, and 27, just literally let that sink in. That is a very young age to be defined by anything. I mean, at 27 years old, I mean, I don't know that any of them probably had done their best work. I mean, because we'll never know.
We'll never know, and I'd highly doubt it. But yeah, I appreciate that these bands will highlight some of that music, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to that show.
Well, that's really cool. So if we want to stalk you on the www, what do we need to do now, Sherry? Where do we go? Where do we find you?
We can be found at vegasrocksthepodcast.com online, and then we're on almost all social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You name it, basically.
name it.
You own the internet, damn it.
We are everywhere.
And now, and is it Vegas Rocks? Is it ROCKS, or is it spelled like some crazy way, like RUIQUY?
We're old school.
and
ROCKS.
silent
Old school.
W.
Yeah.
Right.
VegasRocksThePodcast.com.
And that's what's up. Hey guys, it's been the Ace Michael Show. Thank you so much for listening, sharing, and liking. If you ever want to be on the show, we'd love to have you. My guest today, I'm going to try it. Sherry Martin Del Campo is how I would say it.
You got it.
And that is what's up. You know what I say at the end of every show? Guys, live the life you love the life you live. Thank you.